Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to In the Press Box with Calhoun's head football coach, Coach Clay Stevenson. And, Coach, congratulations again on another victory last week and just a continuation of the region championship season.
Yeah, appreciate it. Very proud of the kids for what they've put into this for this year. And, it's nice to, we kind of celebrated a little bit after the Heritage game, but, after Lafayette, we're truly region time's over, and we're region champions. So very proud of the seniors, especially for getting to experience being a region champion. And now we've put that kind of past us and moving on to the playoffs.
Yes, I know you divide the season into three phases, and we've just completed the second phase of the three phases. But I hope folks understand that being a region champion is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, our fans and stuff, and obviously the youngsters growing up that want to someday wear the black and gold. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. And I was, seeing their excitement after the Heritage game, like we talked about last week, was pretty special as a coach. Those seniors got one more chance to be a region champion, and they were. So very proud and happy to see them celebrating and get to experience that.
One of the things that happened last week was a prophetic prediction from one of their assistant coaches. They said the first four times you touch the ball, you're going to score and you're going to be up 28-0, which is exactly what happened. We had 4 possessions in the first half, and we had 28 points.
Yeah, we did. Didn't really struggle with offense, defense, or special teams on Friday night. Obviously, we subbed out big time at halftime, and then went on down the depth chart and got a lot of people in the game, and they scored a few there late. But overall, very very pleased with the part that we could see. It got real foggy, and you couldn't see, and apparently it was that way pretty much in the whole area, because we met yesterday as a region, and every coach was talking about how nobody in the box could see down on the field in the fourth quarter. So we thought it was just at Lafayette, but it was everywhere. So so it was kind of weird, that fourth quarter film. You can't quite see too much. So but it was a good night, and got the win and came back home.
And there cannot be too much importance or emphasis placed on young guys getting to play on Friday night, because it's a whole different experience from playing JV or freshman football at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon compared to Friday night, when you can feel everybody watching you.
Yeah, there's no doubt it was a good experience. Luckily, several games here the last month or so, we've gotten some guys some good experience, and it just makes everything a lot better. When parents see their kids get in, and the kids see their hard work in the week getting to pay off, because sometimes scout teamers don't get to experience too many Friday night action. So it was good to get that done and get out of it injury free.
Yes, 3 of the last 5 games we've had a running clock, so we've had an opportunity to not only rest our starters, but to get the youngins that experience that you're talking about. Yellow Jackets are in a composite ranking. You're up to number 7 on the Georgia High School Football Daily. This doesn't. It means something, obviously, but who you play, it is still going to be a tongue twister, a mind bender on who we're going to play.
Yeah, we're going to end up 6. We know we're locked into 6 in the when the brackets come out, which are supposed to come out Saturday evening by 8 o'clock.
I saw that headline too.
So hopefully they will, but we'll be 6. So we'll play the 27 seed, and that's still up for grabs. There's a game tonight with Lovejoy and Morrow, if I'm not mistaken, and whoever the winner of that is affects, even though neither one of those teams are 3A, whoever wins that down the line, because the way the formula is a opponent's opponent. If there's one winner, it's one or two teams. If there's another winner, it's another team. So everybody in the state is kind of in the same boat, 1 through 3A anyway. Everybody's trying to do the math, and everybody that I talk to gets a little bit different numbers. So the state doesn't really give any if this happens, this is what it's going to be. So the state's really the only one that has the official numbers. We just think we know kind of what we're doing. Coach Summerall's worked really hard on it this week in math class of trying to do the math, because it's really fairly complex with the way it goes, because it's not just your schedule, it's your opponent's schedule and your opponent's opponents. So it's several layers into it, and then it also factors in home and away. There's a little bit different. If you win at home, it's 0.9. If you win on the road, it's 1.1. So it's a lot. And then you take out the team that you play, and I'm getting into the weeds, but if us and Gilmer play, on their record, it takes our game out. So you really only have 9 games that you're factoring in. If any of that makes sense. It doesn't matter if it does or not. That's what we're doing. And Saturday night by 8, hopefully we have an idea. We think it's between, we've seen Whitewater, we've seen Spalding, we've seen Gilmer, and nobody really knows. So we'll find out after tonight's game. There's some more games tomorrow on Saturday in the afternoon. Hopefully they get those scores turned in, and GHSA can send out the brackets by 8 p.m. so we can get to work.
I would like to talk to the person who came up with this plan and see if I understand any of the English words that come out of their mouth, because they have to be a genius at doing this, and it is.
We'll find out if they're a genius or not, and how it turns out. A lot of people in the state are worried about, you don't want to play a team from your region. That's just nobody really does across the state, but it could end up where one bracket that's a possibility of Jefferson's region could be all in one quadrant. So it'd be Jefferson, Oconee, and Cherokee Bluff all in a quadrant. We've seen ours where it's us, Northwest, and Gilmer all in the same quadrant. So you don't know until it's officially out, but that's not ideal, but it is what it is. So we'll see what the bracket shoots out, and we'll play who they tell us to play.
Folks, looking down the road, as I do, and looking at some of these estimated matchups, the quarterfinals could be a very exciting time for us if we have to go to Peach County, but that's way down the road.
Yeah, we got to win round 1, and that's what we've been focused on. I've made sure to let everybody know that's for everybody else to look at. We got to make sure we take care of whoever the opponent's going to be, because it's the playoffs and it's lose and go home. So we can't look forward to anything. The playoffs, each game is kind of its own season. And you don't look forward to the next season while you're still in one season. So that's the same way we got to do in the playoffs.
Yeah, everybody's 0-0 at this coming up this coming Friday. So the nice thing about it will be at the Reeve.
That's right.
And that's the most exciting thing that we have going for us right now. Players of the game from last week.
Yeah, players of the game. Offensive player of the week was Cameron Penny. Had a couple touchdowns, but also he had a couple of great blocks that were perfect form. As a former receiver coach, that to me was that was a lot of hard work went into that, and the scoring the touchdown's easy part for guys like him, but the other stuff is something they need to work on. So he's done a great job with that.
I saw you work on that a lot when you were the receivers.
That's right, and Coach Law's done a great job with them. The defense player of the week is Adrian Mashburn. He had to step in and start. Hunter was a little bit banged up, so we held him out. So Adrian Mashburn was the stinger for that game, and he was the defensive player of the week. Special teams was Jaden Perkins. Did a great job, had a couple tackles. Hog of the week, he's kind of got a monopoly on it, I guess, but Grant Prine, he's just playing at an extremely high level. So proud of him.
He's fun to watch at practice too.
Yes, and so yeah, that's all we had for that game.
All right. Well, congratulations to all the guys. I was able to get to one of the practices this week, and it's a lot of fun watching these guys work. How's practice go this week?
It went okay. I was worried. We gave them Monday off, and went Tuesday through Friday. Just when you don't have a game and you don't even know who you're playing, I told the guys, I was like, I've coached for 20 years, and I've never had a week off where you didn't at least know who your opponent was ever. So it's new territory for everybody in the state, pretty much 1 through 3. The other classifications kind of know their bracket, even though they haven't released it yet. They know what region they're playing, so they know who they're playing. So I was worried just about focus and getting through it. And we had a long practice Tuesday and just shortened it up every day just so we could be sharp and get out of there. But I told them after practice this morning that I was proud of them. We handled it like a mature football team, and I feel like we got better given the circumstances. And I told them now that part's over, the fun part gets here. Playoff games at home, playoff games, after the time changes, everything about a playoff week it needs to be amped up and a little bit more enthusiasm and energy. So I'm looking forward to getting that cranked up next week.
Yeah, I was at practice and watching you do 11 on 11 towards the end of practice, and I'm thinking, well, what plays are you running? What defenses are you running? Because you have no idea who you're playing against.
Yeah, defensively we just did a little bit of everything, and obviously with the possibility of playing Gilmer, we worked a little bit on that. Didn't spend too much time on it because we don't know. Then offensively, we just tried to give them a 3-man front, so a 3-4 look, a 3-3 stat look, and then a 4-2 look. Just kind of mixed them all in, just to make sure we were solid on all the fronts that we could possibly see. And so we'll find out, like I said, this weekend.
And it was a good week to rest players that are dinged up a little bit. They could take some time to heal because this coming week it's go time.
Yeah, it is. It's like I said, it's playoff time. So looking forward to great energy, great enthusiasm, and hopefully we stay healthy during the week and show up Friday night ready to go.
Exactly. And once again, the nice thing about it, we will be in front of the home crowd. By the way, I did want to mention the non-region schedule was such a gauntlet of teams to go through. You are now have the 6th best scoring defense in 3A in the state of Georgia.
Oh, nice! Didn't realize that.
16 points a game, and like I said, gets you a sixth place ranking. Coach Morrow has to be very happy with how the Black Shirts have improved, and Coach Atha with Atha's Animals has to be very happy with his offense.
Yeah, both those. The defensive staff's done a great job. We've turned our weaknesses into relative strengths. So if you look at throughout the year, and that's a lot of hard work from the coaching staff and then the players going out and working hard during the week and getting better on Friday nights. But we've improved tremendously, I feel like, on that side of the ball. And offense, it's always a work in progress, especially up front. And we've had to adapt a lot this year, going back to the first game with the offensive line. Wednesday of that week, we had to flip everything around and move positions and just because things out of our control, and just pieced it finally together till we've got 5 that we feel good about, and then the backups we feel strongly about as well because a lot of those guys were starters at the beginning of the year. So got a lot of experience with that group, and then the skill guys on offense and defense have improved each week. Obviously, we've got a lot of youth that have continued to just get better and better each week. And so I was just very proud of the offense and defensive side. And then special teams wise, Carlos is obviously his kicking, we knew what he could do there, but his punting is one that it's really taken off. We were kind of concerned about that going into the year because we didn't have a punter back, but he's done a great job with that as well.
Yes, he can boom out a 40 to 45 yard punt and put a sky punt in there. And one of the most fascinating things that I used to kid you a lot about was you were known as the kickoff specialist in the state of Georgia. We've got the sky kicks back involved, and then if we need to kick one down and the weather is nice, we can pin him deep with Carlos's kickoff. So it's a nice situation. Next week is the week that everything begins. We're in the playoffs, the third phase of the season, and we're going to mostly healthy. And it's one of the things, like you said, stay healthy during practice and take on whoever they put in front of us. We're just tickled to be there.
That's right. Looking forward to showing up next Friday at home and having a good crowd and putting on a good show.
We'll have a good crowd, and I know the Yellow Jackets will put on a good show. Folks, we thank you for listening to in the press box with Coach Clay Stevenson. Coach, I'm going to let you get back to your duties. Good luck and good health. To the
Appreciate it.
Jackets.
Thank you.
You've been listening to In the Press Box with Coach Clay Stevenson, brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club.